Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Good morning. Welcome. I'm Mark with The Better Mark. Let's get into the Tuesday, July 23rd Major League Baseball betting card. I'm on the drive to work, so forgive me. This will be a out of the office day for my picks and breakdown of this betting card. All right, so we will have some best bets. We'll do a quick recap from yesterday and get you guys on your way. Not the best day on the card. We're going to recap that real quickly. But first, guys, if you're new to the channel, this is a great time to subscribe. Smash that like button. Also, links down below in the description if you want to join the Discord, and check out the channel memberships as well if you want to become an exclusive channel member here at The Better Mark. So this is what we have going on. Yesterday, quick recap. We did go 1-3. Not the best day in terms of my best bets. We did have the under in the Braves cash, as well as the likes of the Dodgers. I like them on the money line, but the more value play was taking the Dodgers at home to cover that 1.5 run line where they were not able to get the job done. I believe they lost 3-2. Also, a little handicap we had within the Brewers. They pretty much set the record yesterday for most runners left on base against the Cubbies, and that was one where firmly, if you watch that game from start to finish, they definitely had the advantage, in my opinion. They just did not convert any of those runners that were in scoring position. A lot of left on base. Can't do anything about that. You have to convert if you want to win a baseball game, and as well as the handicap within the within the Astros in Oakland. Half of it was correct. The Oakland Athletics scored 4, blanking the Astros 4-0. Nothing we can do about that. You watched that game too. I stayed up late watching it, waiting for those tickets to come home. We had the Astros once again too had a lot of runners left on base. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk a little bit about those handicaps. They did use Mason Miller in that game, so that will be a key as we look into the Tuesday game between the Astros and the Athletics. And let's get down into it. All right, so we have the first game on the card is going to be a good one, right? Paul Skeens Day in Pittsburgh. We have Paul Skeens going against Lance Lynn. And if you look at some of the matchups, the stat line, the Pirates have been putting up runs against against Lance Lynn. And obviously, in taking the clear favorite, in my opinion, for the Rookie of the Year, which is a no-brainer, unbettable at this time, you can find the Pirates. It's a steep price, minus 180 in some places. Not necessarily looking to lay the full game money line. What we can get into, though, is you can look into some prop markets, taking Skeens over his strikeouts, taking Skeens over his outs. I like this matchup, but more so, if you do want to bet this game, I look for it to be a Cardinals team total under and or the Pirates on the run line. I don't see any value, though, taking the Pirates to kind of be continue their run being one of the hottest teams in the last 10 games. We talked a little bit about it in my futures breakdown when I did a video on that. One of the best bets that I did like in that was taking the Pirates to make the playoffs. Now you can find that a little bit over plus $3 if you guys are looking to get into the Pirates in terms of a futures perspective. Okay, so for me, this is going to be a prop game, or you have to lay the Pirates on the run line, minus 1.5, backing Paul Skeens at plus money. Okay, no play for me, though, officially. Next one is Detroit in Cleveland. Okay, I do like Xavier Curry. The Guardians, this is a pure play off of kind of historical trends. The last time they've lost 3 straight, that trend basically died. They have not lost 4 in a row yet this season, and that's why we're going to be taking the Guardians. This number has since climbed. The best number you can find is on FanDuel right now, minus 136. That's where we're going to be taking Cleveland on the money line. Kind of breaking it down a little bit further is just the fact that, like I said, they have not lost 4 straight. That's the number one point where we're going to be taking the Indians, as well as the fact as, with likely basically the same performance we're going to get from both of these pitchers. I just trust Cleveland a little bit more in terms of their lineup, in terms of what we're seeing from their bullpen. I just think that the edge is there, and that's why I think we've seen the money move towards Cleveland on the money line. So locking that in, minus 136, Cleveland on the money line. Okay, next game is Baltimore going against Miami. We have Suarez on the bump for Baltimore and the O's. This is one where I look for Miami, another fade on Miami. Minus 165, Bet Rivers, best number out there for Baltimore. I do like them on the money line quite a bit. However, that is a steep price, and if you do bet 165s, kind of throughout the course of the season, you're not going to look to stay profitable. It's very hard to do over the course of a regular season. So for me, it's Baltimore or nothing, but not looking to get behind them at this 165 price. So this will be purely an add-on in a parlay, a money line parlay, if we are going to take Baltimore in tonight's contest. All right, no play in San Diego and Washington. This one will be a no play. Can't really handicap this game, so we're just going to cross them off the card. All right, and then we will go into the Subway Series. That will be the Mets and the Yankees, right? Luis Hill going against Quintana for the Mets. Okay, so we can find the best number for the Mets, plus 143. Also, if you do like the Yankees, this is one where we have a minus 155. Best number out there is at Caesars, and that is something where if you want to get behind the pinstripes, it's a little too steep. Maybe look for an angle where we look to fade Hill and take the Mets at that plus price. I think that's where the value is. Also, I do not kind of favor the Yankees lineup. I know they've won with margin against the in their last few starts. Last night, I think they won 9-1. Okay, so that was one where they got the job done with ease. Look for that to continue, but I think the value purely lies on the Mets. I don't really like to bet this Subway Series, quite frankly, because there's a lot of kind of emotion. It's hostility within the ballpark. All right, so we are going to stay away from this one. A little bit of a rivalry here on this Tuesday as we kick off that Subway Series in New York. Okay, and then we can get into the likes of Jose Barrios going against Armstrong for the Rays. This is something where if you do want to get on board with this, this is a overplay for me, but I am not going to bet this game. This is just where I would lean in this contest. So taking the runs in this contest, going over if we were going to bet Tampa Bay and Toronto. Okay, Cincinnati and Atlanta, we have Chris Sale, outstanding season, $235 on the money line. No play for me. This is something where you look into the odds, plus 200 there for the Reds. That would be something where I see value, but I'm not looking to bet against Chris Sale at this point in time. American League Cy Young candidate, very firmly having one of the better comeback seasons within Major League Baseball out there. So that's kind of where I am in this contest. So this will be a no play or taking some value within the Reds on that steep money line price. All right, and then we can hit Minnesota and the likes of the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies on the road. All right, we're laying $1.60 again. Continuing that handicap, Zach Wheeler coming off injury. How long they leave him out there? I do like the Phillies quite a bit, but at that price, I'm not going to look for Zach Wheeler in his comeback game to see what he can do, how long he stays out there, so on and so forth. So this would be a play against Simeon Woods Richardson. However, he has been kind of a stronger pitcher as of late. We will look for taking the Phillies, but that is just an unbettable price. But another firm dance partner if you want to throw him into a money line parlay and back Zach Wheeler and the Phillies. Okay. Next one out there is Milwaukee and the Cubs. Another rematch from yesterday. Look for Milwaukee to come back here strong. Jameson Taillon going against Rea for the Brew Crew. I like the plus 105 price for the Brewers. I think they get some more runs. If I did have a best bet in this game, it would be taking the Cubs under their team total. That's where I think the edge is. So that will be an official play for me. We are going to take the Cubs. I believe it's 4.5. We're going to take them under 4.5 in this contest. Okay, so that will be an official play as well. All right. Then we can get into Texas and the White Sox. Garrett Crochet for the White Sox has been pretty much fantastic. I think the White Sox, they lose their games later on in those innings. All right, so the later innings is kind of what comes back and hurts the White Sox as we get into their handicaps a little bit more. But for me, this will be a kind of a first five play on the White Sox or nothing. I do like the under as well if you were going to get behind this contest. So that's kind of where I am between the White Sox and the Rangers. Okay, Diamondbacks and Royals. This is no play for me. We do look at the Royals at even money. That is kind of a glaring number that jumps off at the page at me, but I'm not looking to bet this game. I crossed this one off the card, so no play for me in the Diamondbacks and Royals matchup. Okay, same thing goes for Boston and Colorado. All right, we have Criswell going against Block, and for me, this is something where I don't really have a feel for the Rockies at this current time in the season. So we are going to possibly look into the Red Sox over their team total, but other than that, no play for me in this contest. Okay. Then we have a 3 later games in the West Coast. We have Houston and Oakland. This will be a best bet. I think it's too cheap of a price. I don't really care who's pitching for the Astros. Similar to the play that we're having with the Indians, I am going to bet the Astros minus 125, looking for them to kind of bounce back against the Athletics and not continue their losing streak. I saw it last night getting blanked 4-0, so this is a prideful game. I look for the Astros to come back. Caesar's best number out there, minus 125 on the money line, taking the Astros on the road. Okay, so that will be my third official play. Next one we get into, this is something that you can look into, the Angels and the Mariners. This is solely a play on the Mariners at home. That trend has been historically hitting at a great rate. Taking the under in this contest, we have some, I think, edge within doing so. So I do look for the Mariners to cover this under on the total for this contest. So I am going to be taking the Mariners under. And I think when you look into this, it's something where you can find the total in this game. Okay, you have to understand something. They don't set these there for a reason, but I think getting the sevens, and if you can find a 7.5 out there, which you can on ESPN Bet, minus 135. So taking that hook, we're going to lay that minus 135 price on the under 7.5 between the Angels and the Mariners as my third official play. Okay, and then we're going to go back out to Dodger Stadium, where we look for a kind of a game that's set up to be one of the better ones on the card. I do look for the Dodgers to win this contest. I am a big fan of a Knack, rookie pitcher, going against Jordan Hicks. Jordan Hicks' numbers have been kind of but in this matchup, I think minus 138 for the Dodgers at home against the Giants, who I'm not really a big fan of. I think this is where some value is laying with the Dodgers. They only scored 3 runs last night, so and it was a tough 3 runs. So I look for the Dodgers to cover this minus 138. This will be a lean, not an official play, so that will go along with the rest of the leans I gave you guys. But we do have 4 best bets in the card. We're taking the under in Seattle and the Angels. Also, we're taking the Cubs team total under. That will be my second play. And then thirdly, we are going to get into Baltimore on the money line. Cleveland on the money line. That will be kind of where we're at in that contest. And then the last game on the card that we will have an official bet, that will be the likes of the Houston Astros on the money line. Okay, we are taking them minus 125. So that'll wrap up my best bets. That's where I am in today's contest. Like I said, I apologize for being on the road. It's something where I don't like to do this too often, but sometimes the work schedule dictates that I have to do it in this manner. So I wanted to get these picks out for you guys a little earlier today. I know we went 1-3 yesterday, so we're looking to bounce back in a strong way. So those are my best bets. Appreciate you guys watching. If you can, make sure you all give me a follow on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Also, subscribe down below to the channel. Smash that like button. Good luck in your picks. We'll see you guys all tomorrow. Cheers.